Hello and welcome to our first ever episode of Adolescents Unfiltered, where we bring to you true talks and unfiltered stories. This podcast is brought to you by the Health and Family Welfare Department, Meghalaya. I am your host, Evangeline, and I have with me today my co-host, Emily, who will be briefing to you today about what this podcast is all about.
Hi everyone, I am Emily, and in this podcast, we will be talking about us, teens, all the challenges that we are facing today, the changes, the identity that we're trying to find, and we will be talking about not just these problems, but many other problems that we're facing, like teenage pregnancy, mental health. We'll be talking about in every aspect, taboos that, in society, many things are considered a taboo. We'll be talking about those things as well that will help us teens thrive in the society and will grow and be better together.
That's right. I feel, so whether you're an adult who's genuinely concerned about the well-being of our teenagers, who wants to help navigate this phase of our lives, or maybe just a teen who was going through the up and downs, or you're trying to figure yourself out and you're saying, what is happening to you? If we left out, this podcast is for you. So grab your headphones. I'm so happy to have us today two amazing guests we have. If you could please just introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Abel Karbani.
Hi, my name is Gracie Nandi.
Hello, Gracie. Hello, Evie. Thank you so much for being here. This is our first episode. I'm so excited having you guys as guests.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Please tell us more about yourself. Tell us and tell the viewers who are watching more about yourselves. What do you like to do? What are your hobbies? Or
Well, my hobbies are photography. It's one of them. Learning on the way. Not really that good at it yet.
Amateur.
And actually, I like going out. Treks and drives.
that cheese?
Yeah.
So you're very adventurous.
Yes.
What about you?
Yeah.
I'm a student and I'm a part-time model and I love creating things. And after hearing he is a photographer, so we can do something about it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I don't even know I asked who Gracie is. Again, everybody knows.
Yeah.
I was recently in Miss Teen Meghalaya. First time I was set things up. My goodness. I feel like I'm sitting with a celebrity.
She is a celebrity.
Well, it's not good.
So let's just get right into our topic for today. That is stepping into teenhood, right? That is the topic for today. And how would you describe a teenager? Who's a teen?
Well, Pablo? Okay. Well, a teen is, who in physically somebody who has, hit puberty, mentally who's like, we won't say teens are mature. It depends, I guess. Some teens are not mature, some teens are mature. So,
Maturity comes next.
yeah. So, yeah, a teen is somebody who's hit puberty. I feel like, when we say teen, 13, 19, but I feel like, that's like the simplest definition for a teen, right?
So you've mentioned physically and
Mentally.
mentally.
Yeah, maturity.
Define a teen financially.
Broke.
I just have to throw it out there. You guys are so tense.
No.
Why is it that we are teenagers are like, well, bro, I mean, like, why is it that you're not? I mean, if you see cultures outside there, even teenagers
Are earning.
they're earning, they're doing part-time jobs.
Yeah.
Why? Wow.
I think, like, as she said, physically, teen is somebody who has hit puberty. I would say teen is someone who has just started taking or trying to make their own decisions. We are trying to discover ourselves, trying to be independent. So, like, in the Western culture, 18 is where a person moves out,
Yeah.
starts working and lives an independent life. I think in India, our parents are very scared, if I may. Like they're like, you can go out later. Like you can do it later in life. Why do you have to go now? Study now. We are there to provide for you.
Yeah.
So that dependency is where we don't start working at an early age.
Yeah.
But I think that's changing now.
But I see most teens are earning right now, like, part-time jobs. I do part-time jobs.
So how do you balance being independent and, whereas there's, of course, the societal expectation.
Yeah. Well, it's more,
Normal expectation be you just do well in academics.
it's more like earning your own pocket money. Like, that's what I do. Like, I would want to earn my own pocket money, try to learn how to save up money. It's like a way of me learning on how to save up money. I'm very bad at saving money. I spend. I'm learning every day on how to save money.
Earned by yourself, like you value
Money.
Yeah. I understand. I understand when my parents be like, no, wait, I'll buy you later. I'm like, now that, I want to buy this one, be like, I have to think twice, thrice if I want it or not. Do I need it? When I go shopping, I'll be like, do I need it? No,
I need it or do I want it?
I want it, but I don't need it. I'm like,
I had that feeling, so
Most of us don't actually.
I see something, I'm like,
Yeah,
let's just get it.
Yeah.
Only live once.
But I think starting earning a little bit, like part-time jobs or we like doing small businesses, helps you figure out the financial aspect in the long term.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think it's good.
Yeah, it's in a way, like, you talk about discovering ourselves, right? It kind of helps us to realize who we are, like how capable, what we're good at, how capable we are. I feel like it's good.
I put this quote where, when you do something, like, you don't take anything you do for granted, even if you start so early. Like, you could be like a landscaper. You can become a landscaper as a teenager, but as you go on in life, you might be just a teenage landscaper now, but if you keep doing it and you're consistent, you'll become a professional with 10 years experience. So if you start to gain more experience, and that way you become better at what you do.
Exactly.
So, I mean, we should always encourage the culture of
something in
letting our teens being more independent. We're really scared, but as parents, like, how do they strike the balance between letting their teens be independent, whereas to also ensure the situation, because we know we live in this world, it's like, a lot of bad things are happening. And parents, I know I'm not speaking just for myself, but they tend to have like the worst assumption possible.
I know.
Yeah.
Anything bad has to happen will happen to their kids.
Yeah, exactly.
So how would a parent, balance between letting their kids become independent and it's at the same time ensuring their safety?
Well, I think having trust in them, like somehow, right? Like, I am the youngest of the house, so of course my parents are a little skeptical of letting me out, going somewhere alone. But having that trust, that communication, and teaching us about the world. Like, if we hear from them that if you go out, do this, don't do this. Not having restrictions, but telling us how to, like, having guidelines.
Yeah.
Will help both of us, like the parent and the teen, to cooperate and gain independence with the responsibility.
Yeah, how about from a male perspective? Because, like, parents, like, they trust you. So how about you, like, when it comes to trust and communication? Yeah.
As Gracie said, for communication to take place, we both have to, the child and the parent should understand that they have to be open with each other. Not open, like freely open, but they should have this understanding that the more that they talk, the more that they'll start to understand each other. And especially while growing up, a child is going through lots of mental gymnastics. They think one thing one time, another time they think another thing. So being able to talk with our parents, it will benefit us in the long run. Because at that point, we'll be trusting them and they'll be trusting us. Because they know what we're thinking, how we're thinking. And we know that they're there to listen.
But
that's how I think.
Why would you say that we should be fully open with our parents?
I would say that not like fully as in... there's some things that you should try and discover yourself first. Like yourself.
Yeah.
You should be able to discover yourself first. Discover what your thought process is. Because if you keep on talking with your parents, you could be influenced by them instead, and you won't be able to make your own identity.
Identities and yes.
Like, because for our parents, we are like always going to be the babies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like this. Yeah.
I've experienced.
As my mom said, She says, no matter how old you are, you'll still be my baby.
Exactly.
That, yeah.
But it's sad to know that, not
Not everyone.
out there watching this thing, they have that, the liberty to be able to open up to their parents, which leads to bigger issues, right? I mean, if you're not opening up, of course, if you're trying as a teen, you want to try and you want to go independent. Try this, I'll try that. I'm going to go out by myself. I don't want to be with my parents anymore. And that puts your safety endangered, and also it leads to bigger problems. Like you start trying things that are not good for you. You start getting into relationships and more like that. And it leads to bigger problems like teenage pregnancy, which is a central theme for this podcast. And of course, it's a vast topic to talk about. And we will be, throughout the episodes, be dividing every factor that leads towards this major issue that we're facing. One being the first episode, we're talking about how it's like stepping into teenhood, what is like the thought process, what is the experience as teenagers, and what leads to these issues. So I feel, the point that you brought up is very accurate, that there is a lack of communication and a lack of trust.
Yes, which I feel like in our society, I see most of us, we're not that open with our parents, or like how I see in Western culture where, I see parents telling the kids, I love you, and, kids saying back, and they get that love, but in our society, I feel like they don't say it,
We're not so verbal about it.
verbal about it.
Yeah, our own ways of showing.
Yeah. A mother will cut us fruits and then just oil our head or anything like that, right? I think there's this difference between them being very verbal about it and like telling their kids that you did good to motivate them.
Yeah.
But somehow I feel like here the parents feel like if we say too much that, oh, you're doing so good, we will get we will have a boast.
But a few words of affirmation won't hurt, right? To actually say, no, oh, I'm so proud of you, you did this. Even if it's a small little thing, maybe a child growing, helping his mom, maybe doing gardening or helping out doing the dishes in the kitchen. A mom saying, I'm so proud of you for doing this. I'm so proud. You're doing great, even though the child is not, not that great at doing it, but the mom or the dad saying, oh, I'm proud of you doing it. I think it would change, right? It could help the child feel, oh.
But Emily, just tell me if you agree or not, or everybody, when we are younger, no, those words of affirmation are there. Like, good job.
But as we grow,
it just feels okay.
Same way, and when we are academically, we never get that, oh, you did good.
Yeah.
It's always that, why, you should do better.
Yeah, I should do better. That comparison is always there, right? I feel like it's something that affects us teens as well. When it comes to academics, I hope you all agree, right? When, you're being compared with your friends or the topper in your class or your cousin, I feel like it's something that brings us teens down. We work hard. Some of us, are blessed with different things. Not all of us are blessed, with that, to be able to score high marks. It's different for each teen, we're trying to find ourselves. It's already hard. There's expectations in society. It's a pressure, right? So I know all of us can relate to that, even our listeners, viewers. I feel like you can understand that, right? When it comes to academics nowadays, it's pressurizing to score.
But I think our parents pressurizing us for studies and everything comes from a place where when they were young, everything was very limited, right? You score good marks, you get a good job.
Yeah.
That's how you get a good job. Yeah. But
It's
now
different.
there are so many spectrums of working.
You need skills now.
Yeah, you need
Always remember, when it comes to finding a job, right? Education is one thing. You need the marks, the scores, right? But one thing is that if you don't have the skills, it's hard to find a job right now, right?
Yeah.
So you need both academics and skills.
So it's double the stress on teenagers.
Yeah, but that's why you need. Yeah. So if you're good at something, make use of that. You're good at modeling, so
I do.
Yeah. And I heard that you're a good singer as well. Avio?
Yes.
Yes, you
Sing. I wouldn't say a good singer. I'm a singer.
I've heard you sing, but
He's being humble.
yeah, just be like, "Ah, thank you, thank you."
Maybe it's always got affirmation. Usually we should normalize necessarily be more open about how we feel as parents.
Yes, I feel like, expressing your feelings, even, showing vulnerability at certain times with your kids as well, it will help, right? Because some of us, teens will feel like, oh, my parents are strict. They don't show emotions. They don't, show their feelings. How am I supposed to share my feelings if they don't show their feelings to me? How, it's a two-way street, right? You show vulnerability. I will also show vulnerability, right?
But I have yet to show that vulnerable side,
Exactly, which is why it's
Like my kids need to think about.
As parents, they would want
Yeah.
children to see them as very strong pillars of the house.
yeah.
Well put together.
Exactly.
It's that's the pressure for parents, right?
But then that pressure comes on us, right?
Yeah.
Okay, oh my God, they're doing so great. I have to do that. But if I know that my mother or my father is also not keeping well, like
Yeah.
mentally, and they're all struggling, we will have a ground to relate on,
Yeah,
which will break the ice more.
exactly.
But it's not the other ways. For some people, if you could have, like you said, you could have ground to relate on. Whereas for some people, they take the stress on them.
Yeah, it'll be like, oh, my parents are like that, so I have to be the bigger person here, take the responsibility.
Oh, I mean, it's complicated.
It is. It is.
It is
different for everyone.
Once in a while, if there are some words,
Yeah,
it doesn't work.
it helps.
I
guess there's like my parents would call me like, in Kasi they would call us Kuan Shimkani, Kuan Nata, like, when they say Kuan, it's like the sweetest thing ever. And then sometimes I get jealous, like, my mom would be like to my younger brother, Kuan Shimsat Kani, Kuan Emta, be like, why don't you call me Kuan? Why is it just Emmy? I'm like, what did I do? But she doesn't call.
Must have done something wrong.
But she, well,
I think that's also a great point where when we don't get words of affirmation or like we are not having that heart to heart conversation with our parents, somewhere we might think that we are lacking something,
yeah.
or they might think that we are lacking something as parents that our child is not talking about. I think it's all about that psychology of how a person thinks. And to just resolve everything, I think communication is very important.
Yeah. But I just want to know from the male perspective, like, since you're here, right? I just want to know, like, for guys, like, do you feel comfortable opening up to your parents? Or, like, because I feel like most guys will be like, oh, like, we have to show our masculinity. We don't open up, we don't cry. But how often do you open up to your parents? How, like, for guys? I just want to know.
Not often. Not very much often. It's because, at least in my manner of thinking, I have to become a father one day.
Yeah.
And I have to be strong for my children.
Mm.
I have to show them that anything that happens, it can't faze me. I'll work through it, be able to go through any sort of challenge, and be able to show them that, yes, I can go through it, and so can you. But I do understand, coming from like from me growing up, that showing vulnerability is important, because without showing it, it does seem as if your parents are cold.
Yeah.
They have no times of vulnerability, no times of feeling down in matters saying. So I feel as if me as a man, I must be strong, but at the same time, I should know when to show that vulnerability.
Yes.
And I definitely showed it to my parents. And through that, they know that they can be more open with me, because they see that, okay, my child is going through something. So I'll also tell them something that I've gone through that is similar to that, to make it more relatable.
Yes.
And that's definitely helped me to calm myself down and think, okay, my parents have gone through this, so can I.
So it's like somebody has to start being vulnerable, right? It's either the parents, so that the kids can, be vulnerable as well, or us being vulnerable, letting our parents know. We just can't keep quiet.
The fact that we are in a good space, we are having trouble, we are stressed.
Yes.
Accepting that is also very important, because sometimes our parents are like, "Are you fine?" And we're like, "Yeah, everything's safe."
Yeah, that's okay. That's one of the challenges that we're facing, right? finding ourselves, identity, being vulnerable. Like the pressures on even societal expectations. Society has so many expectations for teens.
I think other expectations from teenagers.
She like one would be like, again, academic. It's the one thing in our society that, it's like being a doctor, engineer. It's something that, will get you that status in society, to get that high status, earn more money. But nobody thinks about happiness, I feel, because when you do something that you love, I heard this quote from a movie. It's really nice. Okay. The actor said, when you do what you love, you would never have to work a day. Yeah. And I feel like it's true. It's true, right? Not every, not just doctors or engineers can be happy by earning money, right? Even a person who, loves to design or make dresses, a tailor makes dresses, might not earn much, but he is happy, right? So I feel like society should consider happiness over, money, because
I think for the society, comfort and money equals happiness.
that's what it's true.
You get it? What
Money is happiness.
Money, you have the comfort. Why won't you be happy? You have a roof on your head. You have food. Why won't you be happy?
Yeah.
But there are many aspects of
Happiness will be, yeah. Like, have you seen in those reels, like, there'll be like, you can choose either, like, the point of view where you'll be rich, but you'll be sad forever, or you'll be poor, but, you'll be happy forever. That's what I've seen in reels and Instagram. And, most of the influencers would choose to be rich and be sad, or they'll go to the other side and be like, oh, I'm crying in my Bugatti, and I just like, exactly.
So, I mean, talking about teenagers, that we've gotten to talk too fast. I was just going to talk about, I want to know what your teenager's experience was like. Like, what was it stepping into your teenhood? What was your experience? The first time women get their periods, and boys, I don't know what you'll tell me later.
Well, mine was a roller coaster. I was happy, but also scared, but also not scared. I don't know how to explain it. It's like when I first got my periods, I was like, because on the day, I remember the day that I got my period, I was restless the whole day. It's like, what's happening to me? I wanted to eat this, this chana? Mini. Yeah, I was craving for that. I went searching for that, and then I went to my uncle's house, then to my grandma's house. Felt so uncomfortable. And then when I reached home, I went to the washroom and I saw blood. I was like, oh, it's here. And then I was like, I knew it was coming, but my parents taught me about that. And it's like, it's here. I'm a grown woman. Oh my goodness. I'm like, oh my goodness. And like, oh my goodness. And then I just, yes, I'm like, in May. And then she was like, oh, and it's like, it has happened. And she's like, oh, okay. Wait, I'll go buy the pad. I'm like, okay. It's like, chill. But then I was confused the whole day as to why I was feeling restless. But then when I saw it, I was like, yeah.
What was your
it wasn't the same. So, like, our family is like a family of 6 where 4 of us are women. So I've always seen it happening. I knew it would happen to me also. Nobody told me about the crime stuff. Like, how strong our mother is, not even letting us know that this thing exists. But boy, it was a roller coaster. It was easy. I had my period. I told my mom, and then everything was normal. I knew about it, and everything was smooth. But the cramps, we all know what.
I haven't had, the cramps got worse from last year. And when it started, I did not have too much cramps, but it started last year. So bad.
Everything is
So bad.
lucky you.
I would just.
What about you? Like, from my business,
Yeah.
you have a mother at home. So how is this thing?
No, before we get back,
Wait.
what was his transition?
What was?
Oh,
Innocent.
I mean, it's very
it's not as drastic as you guys. It was just, hey, here. I'm like, Mom, I'm a teen now. I have hairs. It's like, it's barely any. I'm like, I'm a teen now. Yes. Like, yeah. No. But okay. I was expecting so much more. I was like, okay, maybe like I'll start like growing a bit taller. I'll have a beard and everything.
You're tall enough.
When I
It was a growth spurt. Growth spurt was around when I was 15, 16, around that time. So it did come a bit late.
I
feel
feel
not what fetching one thing to change of your voice.
voice.
Yes. No, but my voice stayed around the same till I was like 14. And then it went through a week of,
Oh, really?
yeah.
How confusing.
It's like that.
Because my friend's voice went deeper before mine. So I was trying to emulate them for like a year and a half.
Like,
I started speaking a bit low. I was like, yeah.
yeah. It's like a competition among men.
Yeah.
No,
Assert dominance by showing your voice is deeper. That's the thought process with us back then.
No, hard.
Yeah. All of us can relate.
Some people get
Yeah.
later than others, and I remember my brother got it very late. He would shave his face just for it number coming out early. So, have you done that?
Still am. I've not thinking that.
Really?
Yeah. That's,
Some
I know
people are
that
looking
is
for
that
what you-
genetics as well.
Yeah.
Depends on what genetics are.
Yeah, when we're like talking about, transition, we're talking about our body. Like, do you ever struggle with body image? I sure have struggled with body image.
Yeah.
I guess all of us can agree we've struggled a lot. I was, called fat and dark skinned.
we feel everybody's perfect except us.
Yeah.
Who's flawed.
Yeah, but we should, love ourselves, embrace ourselves. We're still growing. Our body is going through changes. Don't worry, you'll become beautiful when you.
Yeah. Like, just think, we look at some people and think, oh my God, she or he's so beautiful.
Yeah.
He's so like perfect. She's so perfect.
Yeah.
Somebody might look at us and say the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's all about like that perspective.
I mean, I didn't hit my glow up period up until very later in life. I was like that. Nobody even bat an eye.
People said, "Come here, different."
If I look at my pictures when I was early teen, I'm like, who is this person?
Exactly. I feel like most of us struggle with that. And with that comes self-esteem. It's something we as teens also struggle. So, yeah, it's something we should really talk about, in the later episodes as well, to help, ourselves become comfortable in our own body, to be confident, because at the end of the day, if you're confident in yourself, people will see that confidence, and you can, be beautiful with that confidence. Yeah. Yeah, it'll shine through. The confidence will shine
I
through.
mean, if you're talking about body image issues, would you say that seeing people on social media is somehow affecting us? Because we're seeing people in the perfect light, the
Yes,
edited images online.
it's something.
Would you say that?
Yeah, I too still struggle with that because, Instagrams there, I would see influencers living the good life, going to Starbucks, getting their frappuccino, dressing up, doing get ready with me. I'm like, why am I not like that? I start comparing, like, she has a good life, but then, I feel like social media has really affected mine. It's something most of us teens should really learn, but we'll be talking about social media and, the next in a few episodes later. Not next. Not next. We don't know. Sorry, but yeah, the future episodes. Yeah, future tense.
So what would you say to teenagers out there who are struggling with this problem, the self-image or the self-esteem of their reason? What is the advice you would give them?
It's very everybody says that, but accept yourself. Start accepting.
Yeah.
Those little uniqueness makes you different. Those little flaws make you different and makes you beautiful.
Exactly.
Coming from the place, like, I do these pageants, right? And we see pageants and we feel like, oh, like perfect people can only do this. This height criteria, this body shape. But nowadays, this has changed so much. Makeup is, like, we know, right? Makeup is something that don't do it to hide your insecurities. Like, don't do that.
Yeah.
Do it so that you feel happy.
Yeah.
Right. But having that thing that, oh my God, she's on stage, she might be perfect. No. We have like makeup artists getting us ready. We have stylists and we are wearing these dresses and heels and everything. But everything comes down to that point where are you happy with what you do? Are you getting to express yourselves? Yeah, don't do it because someone else is doing it. Do it if you are happy with it.
Yeah.
What do you say to boys out there watching?
As said before, you should really accept yourself because it's what you are. But then again, if you have flaws that can be worked upon, work on it. If you feel as if you're a bit heavy, you can work on it. You have time. It's still young. It's not like you're 56.
And you don't have to be perfect.
Exactly. You'll grow up because you'll have to realize that if you feel alone because of these flaws, it's because you haven't found the right people just yet. Because your surroundings also have a big impact on you.
The friends that
You will always have to find people who accept you for who you are and people who push you to be even better in the future.
Yes.
And even for me, I used to struggle with self-esteem. And the way I went through it was I found people who accepted me for who I was. And through that, I started accepting for myself for who I am. That's how I went through it.
So what would you advise teenagers out there? Like what's the most effective way, firstly, for parents to support teens in this stage of their life, considering it's like a roller coaster where emotion with sad, you're feeling
The hormonal
the changes are crazy.
Yeah.
So how would a parent, aside from, of course, open communication, how would a parent help their teen in navigating through this stage of life?
With patience.
One thing, well,
Patience.
patience is key. Yeah, I feel like when parents are patient with us, because they've gone through their teenage phase, right? They know, right? So if they're patient with us, we have that phase where we try to, be some of us like, some of us would be like emo, some of us would be like, we'll try different aesthetics, just let us be. But at the same time, parents should, letting teens be teens, but in a way, like, they should guide us. They should show us what's wrong, what's right, but be patient with us. We're getting there, but, it's just a phase that we're going through, finding ourselves out, so.
In one way they can help us is by accepting the fact that their babies are growing up.
That's like, the hardest part. Like,
Their babies are growing up. They have to go to the real world. They have to live their own lives. We have to make our own mistakes, and that's how we will learn. They always want us to be happy. They always want us to make the right decisions. And that's like, that time it comes to know that you don't know. You don't know this is right for you, this is wrong for you. Let me do the wrong thing and like figure out what I should do.
Yeah, exactly.
I think like accepting the fact that we are growing up.
bound to make mistakes.
We are bound to make mistakes. We will make
Adults are bound to make mistakes. Every
If
humans,
we don't make mistakes, what's wrong with us?
we're not normal.
So I think they should like let us make mistakes.
Yeah.
How important is it for teens to have like a strong support system while navigating through this phase of their lives? Like be it their friends or family, society as a whole.
It's very important for all of us to have a great support system, That'll form the foundations, like a foundation for our life. Like, the older we get, we'll see how important a support system is needed. Because at the end of the day, we can't just do it alone. We can't do it alone. We need someone where we can go to share our feelings, our thoughts, share our emotions when we are stressed out or when we're happy, That's why we have friends. That's why we have family. We have, what else?
Siblings.
How can I forget about siblings?
I think I have my support system has been my sister throughout. She was a rebel teenage. So, but she being there for me has helped me so much. Like it's not like a new world, right? Like I know what people go through, the problems, the issues, how to cope up to them. When I'm having some problem, if I go to her, she's there to always help me out. Like, even my best friends, I have them, but we're in the same age group.
Yeah.
So we make the same similar mistakes. But she has lived through it. So she's there to help me. I think having that one person with you helps you a lot.
Yes.
But I feel not, and what would you say to teens? Because not everyone has,
Sibling.
not just siblings, also their, of course, their only child, or maybe they have friends who are like toxic, or, family members are not supportive of them.
Yeah, I've seen. What are your thoughts?
I feel as if you'll have to know how to choose people.
Yeah.
You'll have to go through a lot of hardship through that, but you'll have to learn how to choose people for yourself. Because at the end of the day, those are the people that you'll have to rely on, the people you trust.
Mm.
So you have to know how to choose properly.
I feel one of the biggest problems faced by teenagers are letting go, like coming to a term that this friendship is not really.
Because we want everybody to like us, and we become
Acceptance.
Yes.
We want to be accepted.
And then some people I see, like other people are with a group of friends or friends who are really bad for them, but they're just there to seem cool.
Yeah.
That popular group or something like that, where they will pull themselves down just so they are accepted in that.
Yeah, trying to hide who we really are, because I can't just say they, because I've been in that place, trying to fit in, wanting to be with those popular people. I hid my true identity. I tend to do things that are so bad, to the extent where my life went downhill for a time period. But then when I realized that it's not who I am, I don't feel comfortable doing this, and I don't need to be popular to be accepted. When you find your own group, your own people, right, you feel accepted. You don't have to. It's not always the popular kids that that will help you feel happy. You'll be happy with the right people who will accept you.
I think having those right people also can help you with your like body image.
Yeah.
Because they are not the ones saying, "Oh my God, are you wearing this?" Like,
yeah, exactly.
They will hype you up and then make you feel good for what you are.
Yes.
I think those people are also very important.
Yes, so choose your friends wisely.
You don't need like 5,000 friends. Even one is good.
One is good.
So cut off all the...
Cut off, yeah. Let them go.
Yeah.
You can't hold on to everything or everyone.
Somebody have to let, some people go. It's how life is, right?
So I feel this has been a really good discussion. We've talked about a lot of things, and
yes,
I'm so glad to have you guys here with us.
Thank you very
much for sharing your experience. I know we haven't talked about much. There's still so much to be talked about.
Yeah.
And we're happy guys being here for our future episodes. Conversation has been with you, has been so insightful, and I'm sure viewers and listeners out there have learned, has picked up something from this podcast. You've learned that everybody is going through the ups and downs of life. This is like a novel stage being. Explore yourself, find who you truly are, find what you love, choose people who love you, and vice versa. So let go of anybody who's like
pulling you back.
Yes,
because you have to let go of the bad people for the good people to come in. Make space for them.
Yes,
take out the dirty bottles.
Take out this declutter.
Clutter your life. Yes. But I mean, you're still so young. You have so much to figure out. So make your mistakes, but learn from them.
Yes.
So yeah, I feel that's the takeaway from this episode. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for all the listeners, viewers. Please do like, share, subscribe to our podcast, and comment down below your thoughts and what you want us to talk about in future episodes. This has been your host, Evangeline.
Emily.
Abel Carbone.
Gracie Nandi.
Thank you so much.